most stations won't even play anything that has to do with conservatism
What are you talking about?
and godliness. They won't play it.
Yes.
You think that like TV networks are not like doing anything with Christianity?
And so I'm begging you to vote. Find out what your candidates stand for. Read. You can get a copy. You can,
Yeah, the platforms.
Their platforms
That's right.
tell you what they want to do.
Yeah.
And
And I want to say this to all the
Dude, he's getting old. Like, he didn't used to be this kind of old and frail, but he is a colossal scumbag. And he was back when he started these, this TV network and stuff. He has always been like this. Dude went to jail for wire fraud. That happens when you collect money for an organization, but it turns out you used it for something other than what you said you were going to use it for. That's how they got him. And they put him in jail. I think it was like a 15-year sentence or something. It was not just as a bunch of stuff. Basically scamming people out of a ton of money. He goes to jail, sentenced to like 15 years, I think. And he appeals and he appeals and appeals and appeals. And he finally succeeds. After 7 years, his appeal was accepted. When he went to jail, the judge said, after sentencing and everything, you are what makes Christianity look bad. Basically, that's what the judge said. And he appealed, claiming that the judge in his case was biased against Christians. And he won. So he gets out after 7 years, gets back into the old game with this TV network, scamming people all over again.
Christians watching this right now, there is a political party that has done everything they can to censor the Christian voice. We have seen it, especially during these
Like, what are you even talking about?
last couple of years of a pandemic, where major Christian voices and even people who are starting YouTube channels, Facebook pages, Instagrams, trying to get the message of Jesus Christ out there in the
Oh, is that why they're being censored, quote unquote? Is that why their channels are being taken down? Because they're trying to get the message of Jesus out? Is that what you're telling me? Come on, man. Does anybody buy this? Unfortunately, some do. After, I'm sorry, I'm focusing on Germany right now because I'm doing research on it at the moment. But after Germany fell and was kind of split up into like East Germany, West Germany, after Hitler died and all that, there was a process of denazifying that they had to go through. So they did things like they put up posters that had pictures of like, the dead bodies and stuff. And it would say under there, you did this. This is your fault. Stuff like that. Well, they had to denazify the church too, because the church in Germany was out of their mind. Those people were. They were like full-blown far-right nutcases. And the process of denazifying the church is kind of interesting. I'm talking about it in my book, by the way. I don't think it's out yet. It may be. OwenMorgan.com if you want to see if it's out. It might be on Amazon too. Check the description. It's about Hitler and the church and how he manipulated the church to his own ends. Anyway. Oh yeah, and check out my Patreon. I'd appreciate that. Anyway, one of the denazifying tactics was to ban the church from getting involved in politics, from talking about politics from the pulpit, basically. And the German Christians is a denomination that was called German Christians or the Reich Church or whatever. They screamed about how persecuted they were nonstop. They would not shut up about it. And they went to, they're preaching from the pulpit about how, Germany should continue the war and fight, blah, 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 all this other stuff. So a judge reviews it and says they're not being persecuted because they're not being censored or whatever for their religious beliefs. It wouldn't matter anyway. Like, it was unconditional surrender. So the US could have done literally anything and Germany just would have had to take it. Anyway, a judge determined that though they are being told not to do certain things, it doesn't matter because it's unrelated to their religious beliefs. That is the core issue with what this guy is saying on screen. He's trying to conflate the two things. Like, if you talk about politics or like the vaccine, for example, you talk about the vaccine being fake or whatever, that's the same as persecuting you if you turn it off or if you remove the YouTube channel or whatever for community guideline strikes. We live in a society where what we do affects others. You can't sacrifice a kid on an altar every day at noon. I don't care what your religion is. You have to think about the other people around you. And you not being allowed to sacrifice children is not you being persecuted. That's you living in a society with everyone else.
Times we are living in out there, they're being censored to a point where their accounts are being shut down. They're being told they can't create new ones, friends. I'm letting you right now, who we elect is very important to the Christian voice, friend.
I
You want to
believe that
continue.
It's really not. It is not relevant to the Christian voice at all. At best, you could say it's relevant to the evangelical voice, but it's not even. Like, Kamala Harris is not going to censor religion. Never has, never talked about it. I mean, she's religious. Everybody all the way up the chain in the Democratic Party is religious.
Friend.
I
You want to
believe after
continue.
this election, all the Christians will be taken off the air.
Yeah.
After this election, Kamala Harris is going to take all Christians off the air, is what he just said. That is, does he believe this? He can't, right? He can't possibly believe this.
If we get the wrong candidate.
Mm-hmm.
This dude lives in like a paranoid delusion that we can't crack for, if our lives depended on it. We cannot crack through it. It's crazy. Just look at some of his other greatest hits where he's absolutely obsessed with the idea that he's being persecuted. Again, does he really believe this? Listen to this one. This is from late April 2022.
They call it "Don't Say Gay," and it's not true. It's not even in the law.
Oh, yeah, they don't say gay, Bill.
It says,
Don't even get us started on all this, Jim.
well,
Yes,
no,
no.
I'm asking the woman of wisdom here of what to do, because I get fought on every hand if I mention anything. And it's going to be preachers that we're not going to be able to preach much longer.
Wait, he gets fought on every hand if he mentions anything? What the hell does that even mean? Did those words like go next to each other?
Because they'll shoot us in the pulpit.
Jesus Christ.
They will kill us in our pulpits. You don't believe me? They're already doing it.
Like, he can say anything and people will believe it. I mean, this is not even by a long shot the only time that he talks about it. This is like kind of a running theme in his show. He gets Mike Lindell on his show to talk about how persecuted Christians are and all this other stuff. And he says it again. Both of them express fears that whoever they is going to come and kill him.
Why did the media respond to your documentary in the way they did?
Well, here's
Absolute proof. It wasn't even a documentary. It was just like nonsense claiming that the election was stolen when it was not. It was just like made up data.
They just buried it.
Yeah, the absolute proof. Let me tell you the key part of that. That's probably the only time where I had a little fear and I had to pray, get on my knees and pray to God. This was 10 days before the impeachment trial. And let me tell you, and 10 days before, and remember, at the time, that was like towards the end of January, the impeachment trials were Tuesday following like the February 8th, okay? And this was about maybe January 25th or so. I'm sitting there, I go, wow, they're going to impeach him. And I had word that they were going to impeach him. We were not going to be able to show evidence at that trial. They would not.
Yeah, why would you show anything? It wasn't about that. What are you talking about? And why would you be invited to show anything about election fraud or whatever? It's like they want special privileges, and when they don't get them, they claim that they're persecuted.
They're showing it on TV, and they impeach him now. And what were they going to do? Take everyone January 6th in this big fake insurgency or whatever, that you're against the government.
Right.
And guess who was number one on that list to come and get me?
Okay, why isn't Mike in jail then?
And they were coming. I'm going, God, they're going to kill me. They're going to put me in.
Please, God, I just don't get it. Like, how do people continue to listen to this nonsense?
They're going to put me and hang me, basically is what I'm thinking. And at that moment, he said, I got put on a documentary. Just put the evidence out there and make it.
Oh my God, dude. Got to make a documentary. Yeah. It was proven in a court of law that his documentary was complete nonsense. He claimed to have voter data that proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that the election was stolen. And he would run like hex code, like past screens and stuff all the time. He said, you get, what was it, $5 million or something if you can prove that the election was not stolen, or if you can prove that this data isn't real or whatever. So a guy took him up on that, and he entered into the contest, and he went into a little room that had a laptop with the data on it that Mike Lindell claimed was the voter stuff, and a program called Wireshark. I don't remember what it's called now. Anyway, the dude was like very qualified. He was in the IT field, and he had been for like 20 years or something like that. And he opened it and successfully read the data and found that the data was just random nonsense. It wasn't anything. There was like no data there, basically. He lost. Mike Lindell lost in arbitration, and it was determined that he owes this guy the money. Mike Lindell lied, and he pretended to be persecuted through all of it. Pretended that he was afraid that he was going to be killed. Like, seriously? Check this one out. If you want to know the real reason why Jim Bakker has had, problems with being on the air or whatever other thing recently in the past 5-10 years, I'll tell you why. It's because of this video right here. This one got him censored. Well, it didn't even get him censored exactly, but I'll explain.
This influenza that is now circling the globe.
Talking about COVID. It's not influenza, but okay.
You're saying that silver solution would be effective.
Well, let's say it hasn't been tested on this strain of the
So no, it's not effective.
coronavirus, but it's been tested on other strains of the coronavirus and has been able to eliminate it within 12 hours.
That's just a lie. It's just made up. And you can't do that. You cannot tell people that you have a product that does this thing. It cures you of this ailment when it does not cure you of this ailment like this. You can't do it like this. I know that there's even a lot of leeway in this. Like, you can make all kinds of claims, but you can't directly say, my product cures coronavirus, so you need to get it so that you can be cured.
Yeah.
Totally eliminate it, kills it, and deactivates it.
Yeah.
And then it boosts your immune system.
No, it does not.
So then you can support the recovery, because when you kill the virus, then the immune system comes into action to clear it out. So you want a vibrant immune system as well as an ability to deactivate these viruses.
That's so good.
Yeah, so completely fake. This product is completely fake. It does not do anything. Colloidal silver or silver solution. I used to take it, actually. I thought it did something. It doesn't. Anyway, he got in a ton of trouble with the FCC, I think. What does the FCC stand for? I forget. Federal Communications Commission. Right, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, I got in a bunch of trouble over this video, and he had to like refund a bunch of people and stuff. And having to refund them that money put a massive strain on his finances. And as a result, he claims that he's being persecuted. He's being mistreated. This is his reaction, his response after he found out he had to pay all that money back.
Mike's going to be with us for several days.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to have, we're actually doing a telethon. And we want to thank you for coming. And
it's to help us save our stations because of the cancel culture.
Cancel culture, she says. Cancel culture is responsible for her having to refund people a bunch of money for lying about some fake cure. That's cancel culture. Okay. You know what? Maybe it was the FDA. Maybe it was the FTC. I'm not even sure who the hell it was. It was somebody that came after him.
Always helping people. And I appreciate you coming to help us.
Well, you're canceling out stations. This is what they want to do. Cancel out the voices.
Who is they? No one is trying to cancel out any voices or whatever. You cannot defraud people. That's always been illegal. It's illegal everywhere. That's not cancel culture. My God.
Yeah, the First Amendment right of free speech is gone. They take that first. Yeah. That's what they've been trying to get for the
Who is they?
past 7-8 months. Actually, for over a year. When they started attacking you guys over a year and a half ago.
That's right. They sure did.
Started attacking them. You mean trying to hold them accountable for defrauding people?
They started on the biggest voices early, but we're still here.
We're here. We're here.
Amen.
They did everything they could to silence our voice.
They did.
They're such victims. God.
And we're going to take back what the enemy has stolen
Yep.
from us. A little over a year ago, we were ready to build a new studio. We had the foundation money in the bank. We were ready to build. And the government came in and the left came in.
The left came in.
And they wanted to silence our voice.
Right.
And they did everything. And then when they took the credit cards away, it was
They took the left, I guess, is who he's talking about. Is that right?
like, oh my God. And you know,
Mike understands that.
you
When-
use
when the
credit cards. Everybody,
Yeah.
it's a medium of exchange.
Yeah,
Yeah. So anyway, look at this. It says, help us with our SOS at the bottom. We need your help today. So they can't build another studio because they have to refund people that they defrauded. And he's saying that it's cancel culture. Oh my God. It's so stupid. It is a parody of itself now. Check this one out. This is him trying to spark a like a violent revolution.
I'm scared for America. I really am. I want to warn America. You're warning America. If we don't turn, we've got a few more days to stand up.
By the way, this clip is from 2020. It's right before the election happened, and he's trying to get people to vote for Trump.
It's going to be too late after the election, I believe. But I think if we elect the wrong people and you see how wrong it's been, we're going to have a revolution.
Ooh, boy. Yeah, that's kind of awkward, isn't it? Seems like that time has passed and there was no revolution or whatever, huh? Dude, I've been marking my clips down as failed prophecies or pending prophecies or whatever that haven't failed yet. I got to mark this one down too as a failed prophecy. God, one of these days I'm going to do a big fail compilation.
The church people are going to march in the streets and realize they've gone too far. And we can't let the murder of babies lead the way. We can't
Oh, please.
let people burn America. We can't let the rebellion take over. And this is not going to be a nice place to live.
Like, who is burning America? What are you talking about? These people are absolutely absurd. They are jokes. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. I just does it get more absurd? Maybe Alex Jones, a little bit more absurd. Don't forget to check out my book, owenmorgan.com. You can find it on Amazon also, Kindle and Audible and everything. And check out my Patreon. I'd appreciate that.